Right, to politics in the United Kingdom now. The countdown has begun for a key Brexit vote, and all eyes are on Westminster, where the British Prime Minister Theresa May will present her Brexit deal to lawmakers at around 7 p.m. London time. The British pound has plummeted after the Attorney General's legal advice on Theresa May's Brexit deal delivered a major blow. In his legal advice, Geoffrey Cox admitted that Britain could still be locked forever into EU rules through the backstop. Sterling had earlier surged as Mrs. May claimed to have won quote-unquote legally binding assurances from the bloc. The first is a so-called joint legally binding instrument on the withdrawal agreement. According to Mrs. May, this particular clause could be used to start a formal dispute against the European Union in case Brussels tries to keep the UK tied to the backstop. The second is a joint statement about the future relationship of the UK and the EU. This also comes with assurance of replacing the backstop with alternative arrangements by December 2020. British Minister David Lidington announced the changes to the lower chamber of legislature, saying that the new changes would mean that the European Union cannot try to trap the United Kingdom in the Irish backstop indefinitely. But British lawmakers were not pleased. The opposition Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn said that May's negotiations with the EU had failed and the changes were not in line with the promises that she's made to lawmakers. The European Union Commissioner Jean-Claude Juncker, meanwhile, warned that if this deal was voted down, then there's no chance for another one.
In politics, sometimes you get a second chance. It is what we do with the second chance that counts, because there will be no third chance. There will be no further interpretation of the interpretations and no further assurances on the reassurances.
Now, May's latest deal will have to be approved by British lawmakers for it comes into force. It was in January that May presented her deal to the legislature the last time, and what followed was a historic loss by a margin of 230. The UK is scheduled to leave the EU on the 29th of March.
Very simply, to the Honourable Lady, chose to leave the European Union. I think